Okay, I've done a few videos on my opinions on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, but I thought maybe I should take a step back and talk about how the show came to be in the first place. And it kind of blows my mind when I think about it because it's a chain of events, and if one thing had gone differently, it might never have come together at all. To start the story, I have to mention that Mary was on the Dick Van Dyke Show in the 60s. I hope that's not, news to anybody. Her chemistry with Dick was, incredible. And I think that was a lot of what made that show work. That they were a believable married couple. So when that show ended, Dick got the chance to do a few variety shows on CBS. And he asked Mary to be in one of them with him. And they called it Dick Van Dyke and the Other Woman. And that title came from the fact that when Dick went somewhere with his actual wife, people would always wonder where Mary was. Because people believed that they were married. So that aired in 1969. And the ratings were through the roof, and CBS looked at that and they said, maybe there's something here that we haven't looked into. So they gave Mary and Grant Tinker, who was her husband at that time, a deal for a sitcom with no premise, no title, no writers, nothing. And, that was very rare. That's not how television shows are done. But Grant called up Alan Burns and Jim Brooks and had them come up with something for her. Their original concept was for her to be divorced. But CBS said, no, you can't do that, because they were afraid the audience would think that she was divorced from Dick. Which is crazy to me, but, whatever. So they rewrote the pilot to make it that she was leaving an engagement. And, then they had to go into the casting process, which I believe took quite a long time, which was also unusual because I don't think they have a lot of time usually. But Ethel Winan, who was the casting person at CBS, took charge of casting everybody. But she really believed in the show, so she made sure she found the right people. And one of the really cool parts of this that kind of blows my mind too is that she found Valerie Harper just by chance in a theater. She didn't have an agent, she didn't have she wasn't known as an actress. She just found her out of nowhere, and she was like, that's Rhoda. So, that again is something that, if she hadn't gone to that theater that night, we wouldn't have Rhoda. That's crazy. But I think we can all agree that the time and effort that it took to cast the people wasn't a waste, because they found the perfect people for all the parts. You can't deny that. So that's kind of the behind the scenes story of how it happened. In a nutshell, I'm not getting into all the details. But, it's kind of amazing that, here we are 50 years later still talking about it. And it's considered a classic, and, whenever you see those lists of the greatest sitcoms of all time. It's like I Love Lucy and MASH and all these other. It's always like at the top of that list, and that's pretty amazing. So that's basically what I have to say for this video. Thank you for watching. As usual, I will put my Twitter in the description. And if you have suggestions for videos that you'd like me to do, like other topics, leave them down below as well. So I'll see you next time, and again, thank you for watching.